what do you believe how to be saved from being how to be a faithless Christian?
Love,
Oh, be
man.
a faithless, yeah, faithless. My fault, not
Love.
Christian. Love.
Yeah. Create harmony within yourself and share that harmony with the community, your family around you. Be a beacon of light and love to the world. Learn how to be selfless and to serve others selflessly.
Mm,
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing some study since I left Christianity. I really haven't read the Bible that much. I mean, I've read it all my life, but really getting into the words of Jesus, and man, talk about powerful, powerful, selfless love. The teachings of Jesus just and I'm also reading a book on Native American, the Red Road. I don't know if you're familiar with that concept. It's a Native American way of living. Just beautiful examples of love and selflessness.
mm. That is very interesting. I may look on that, but because I'm just Protestant, so
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
good. Yeah. But it's good to actually. It sounds pretty cool, so I might look up to it. So
Well, I mean, if
look
you
it up.
want to look up faithism, I mean, the term faithist comes from the book of Owaspy, which I have in the background there. But like I sort of said, that the teachings found in Owaspy are pretty common. You find them all over the place. It's just that, like Christianity, for example, there's a lot of different flavors of Christianity, but the core tenets of Christianity, love, selflessness, being content, all that stuff, that's a really common theme in a lot of different religions. So faithism is unique, but it shares there's a lot of overlap between faithism and other traditions.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
no, no, I appreciate it because I don't want to like because I know it's on TikTok live they go on different like religion stuff and try to debunk mine, trying to do all that. If that's what you believe, if that's what I believe, if that's what you believe, I respect it. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I don't do
uh,
the whole debunking thing. Like, I have nothing to defend, and really don't care for debate or argument. It's not, to me, it's a waste of time, because I mean, anybody can look up, like, if someone wants to research anything, they don't need to have an argument about it. They just look it up. I mean, I think debates in the past used probably pretty useful, but I think debating now, it's more of an ego thing. At least that's my
yeah.
perspective of it.
I mean, at this point, even then, I mean, whether you prove somebody right or wrong, I mean, people gonna stick to what they believe in regardless. So it's really no
Yeah,
point
yeah,
arguing.
exactly. Who's being convinced by debate? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but no, it's cool to hear about different walks of life. So
Well,
have a
here's an interesting aspect of the Book of Owaspy. So it does chronicle human history and sort of like the struggle for, the idea of love, and how that plays out over time. But one thing that Owaspy does do is sort of tells an interesting aspect of what what may be happening in the spiritual realm. Now, I'm not claiming it to be like literal or truth. It could be an allegory, but it's really interesting because one of the aspects of faithism is that when our body dies, there's still a progression, there's still a learning, there's still a path to continue on. It's not a static existence. And so it gives a little glimpse of what that might be like, which is pretty cool.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. I might look more on that. But I
Yeah,
appreciate
well,
having you. Yeah,
if you look into it and you have any questions, or even if you just want to give me any kind of feedback, I would love to hear about it. That'd be awesome.
no, for sure. No, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you have a good night.
Yep.
What's up, Jack?
What's up? I was quite intrigued by your live because I used to be a Christian as well when I was a child, and I find
Yeah.
that I have a very difficult relationship, or I have a struggle with spirituality or trying to
Oh,
explore that because of my relationship with religion and how negatively that affected me as a child.
yeah, I totally understand you on that.
Yeah, so I'm just curious as to why you turned to faithism. Is it pronounced that way? How is it pronounced?
Yeah, faithist or faithism. Yeah. Why did I? Well, I didn't leave Christianity for faithism. It was definitely I when I was younger, I was a closeted Wiccan. I was actually practicing my personal Wiccan journey while I was on a mission trip for the church. So I was deep in the closet, and I was always, searching for a deeper meaning.
Hmm.
So I looked at that. I thought maybe even being an atheist, I actually really enjoy some of the atheist perspective on life. So I searched. I mean, I left Christianity and I searched. And so faithism is a really comfortable place for me as somebody who has a lot of religious trauma like you, because it's not a religion like what we think of religion as hierarchy, power system, organized, wanting money, controlling you with fear, all the things, right?
Right.
It's more of like a Buddhist philosophy. I mean, it's it's wrapped up in a narrative of human history and also the history of like the spiritual realms. And you can choose to think that is literal or an allegory. Either way is fine. But the concepts that are conveyed through the Book of Oahspe are very much in line with all the best parts of the different religions in the world. Like I have a lot in common now with every religion: Native American, Buddhist, Hindu, Zoroastrianism, Christianity,
Holy
you know.
shit.
And so I'm not aligned with any religion, but I
Yeah.
feel a kinship now to what I left behind in a different way. I yeah, I
I
it's
don't
kind of a
know.
nice blend of not being religious and also sharing a lot of common elements with other people who are really religious.
Yeah, that's understandable. I feel like a lot of what caused people to turn to religion to begin with is just like a search for something hopeful or something
Mm,
new. So that's kind of what still intrigues me about spirituality is because like I like thinking outside of the box, and I found that when I was in the denomination of Christianity that I was in, which is Pentecostal, I found
hmm.
myself to be very constricted, and I didn't feel free. Like I just didn't feel like I was able to be myself in that religion and in
Right.
that kind of way of thinking of faith. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm open to like learning about literally any religion, and I do plan on going back to college to study religion because I think it's such a fascinating way of learning about history too. So it's very interesting that you mentioned this because it seems to be intertwined already. So I'm definitely going to look into it. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Look into it. Yeah. And like I told the last guest, I would really value further contact with you, especially if you look into it. You get feedback if you have any questions. One of the things that we probably both have in common is when you leave religion, you leave because it's toxic and you need to leave, but you also leave behind, community, tradition, culture, all the things. And so right now I have kind of a lonely existence. There are faithists out there, but anytime I can find somebody who is, also on the path of searching and, kind of a kindred spirit spiritually, that is a truth seeker, I always put the invitation out there to, stay in contact because, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of us out there in the world, compared to the people who are still in the box of religion.
Yeah, it requires, a lot of critical thinking and a lot of like questioning things. And when you do that, it can be very scary because you're unlocking these things in your mind that you really don't. You try not to put much attention to. I think because at first I was scared to ask those questions because of the way that religion is framed. You
Yeah.
question God, you could potentially go to hell for that. So it's like,
Mhm.
there really is no space for you to ask these important questions and figure out what resonates most with you. So I think
Oh,
it's
they
really
have
good.
a tight grip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, look it up. You can read Oahspe for free online. Just type it in Oahspe PDF, or you can buy the hardcover on Amazon for 20 or like 30 or $40. But yeah,
I
let
appreciate
me
it
know what
so
you
much.
think.
Yeah, of course. Have a nice night.
All right, yeah, you too.